Hi, beautiful souls. I hope you're hope y'all are doing well. I have a message. It's not really a message. It's really important. And I've been sitting in this knowledge for a few years now. I just didn't have the courage to share it online because of the horrible name or the way people would bash conspiracy theories. Okay, I'm not saying I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm actually like looking forward to it now. Like I've worked on my courage, I've worked on my fears and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to be speaking up on certain knowledges that I've been sitting on, especially for a year now. The things that I know, it's about time. It's about time. And what I'm talking about is the metaverse. What I'm talking about is this new 5G tower and 5G phones. What I'm talking about is this advanced technology. These things are not new. Please look up 5G when it was created. It was created in the 60s. The people that are higher up in charge of the world, they're not human. They're draconians, they're reptilians, and they've been preparing for the end times, the end of their reign, the end of the world, the apocalypse, the what names do they give them? The day of judgment, the reckoning, all of this. It's not about the world ending, it's about the end of their reign. And light workers are also like, we all have a role. Yeah. It's not even the first time. I'm feeling like it's not the first time. It might be the first time on earth, but it's not the first time in time since the beginning of time. Okay. Um, I don't know why I said I'm feeling because I know. Anyways, the 5G towers, it was to interfere the way the earth has been waking up and the way the messages of the unseen beings communicate with us. It was to make us more low vibrational. I remember during COVID, like I knew certain things that I didn't know how I knew. And the way I was protected is mad. Like the stories that I have of the way I was protected. Like I booked because I worked for the National Health Service and we needed to get the injections, and I booked them as well. I was supposed to get them, but every time that I was supposed to get it, I got COVID. I got ill. Anyways, so yeah, I spoke about the 5G and also the metaverse and this new VR thing. These people, the draconians, have been preparing for these times for a very long time. And now what they want to do is, I don't know if you've heard about this. Please, whatever I'm talking about, look it up, okay? And I'm curious to see these naysayers or the ones who don't believe in this. I want to see how many people, because I'm sure there's a lot, but I want to see how many people, at least in my vicinity, who don't believe in this, who are just so lost or either part of it, part of, this whole, everybody has roles. Maybe their role is to try and get you off your path. Going back to what I was saying, they've been they've been preparing and holding these advanced technologies to use it at the right time. These are not new, okay? And also, I don't know if you knew this. If you don't, if you didn't, look it up. They've been trying to make huge computers and give it a soul. They've been trying to make robots where you can transfer consciousness into robots so you can cheat death and so you can cheat reincarnation. They have been doing a lot. But because this earth, there's a lot of light workers that are working against them, like myself and yourself. And there are also even just mankind waking up and what they've been doing here on earth, like suppressing our memories and brainwashing us and making us the way they've been making us. It's worked for a very long time for them, but it's coming to an end now. And what they're trying to do is make a new world, which is a VR world. Okay. And the way I'm going to explain this is the way the brain works is, or the body, you know how we sense things through our sensory receptors? That comes from the brain. The brain is the reason we see, hear, feel everything. It's the brain. The body is just receptors, sensory motors, and like, I'm going to calm down. So the reason I'm saying that is because you know how there's 4D, not 3D, 4D, which is like, so you can feel what it is that you're seeing. So there's VRs that have sensory vests and helps you like feel what it is that you're seeing, make you feel like you're in it. If it's like gunshots, why did I say that? Now they're gonna tag this video or remove it. Anyways, to help you feel the game, have a better experience with the game. So the reason I'm mentioning that is because this new world of VR that they're wanting to create for people to go into who don't like the life that they're living right now, you know, who are just too depressed to live the way they're living. So this new VR thing, new VR world that they're doing is going to be something that plugs into your brain, and you put it on and you literally feel everything that you feel in the real life in this meta world. Literally, like you taste things, you, I don't want to go into like everything, you feel it. Obviously, you can't live there because it's an illusion. Can't do it for real life. Like you need to eat, you need to sleep, you need to live in this vessel. That isn't a vessel, that's an avatar. You're going to be having an avatar in this meta world. You're not going to, but some people will actually go for that. And I was watching, what was I watching? I was watching Peripheral. I think it's called Peripheral on Prime Amazon, Peripheral something. And there's this one character who in the war or something, or in training, lost his limbs, both legs and one arm. And he was like, I want to go in the other world. And the one person said to him, how are you going to go toilet or eat and stuff like that? And he said, and he responded, when I, was in hospital after the accident, I had a catheter, I had a tube, I had this, I had that. I can do it. This body can survive on a catheter and a feeding tube. So I can live in this virtual reality. This stuff is real, guys. There's so many like warnings out there that I feel so sorry for those that don't listen to the warnings, because they feel like the people that are giving the warnings are just chatting maca. I remember when the 5G towers were coming up, I don't know, something in my soul was telling me this isn't the right time. Like, why would they do it now when there's a whole pandemic going on? And the reason that they were doing it at that time is because all of this was planned. And the other thing that I'm really like concerned about, like the people that I think about are those that are in the system, that work for the system, because to make a living, to make an earning, or they love the law enforcement and stuff like that. They don't know that they are being used. They don't know that they are brainwashed, because for example, the medical field, if you're doing something, if you've learned, someone who has esoteric knowledge, who's learned, the way the Western medicine Western medicine, yeah, the way it is messed up. Like if you've learned that and you go against it, those that are working for that system think you're deluded, think that you're in the wrong. It's because what they've studied, yes, they had like the desire to probably work not just for the money but to help people, but they weren't given the proper education. They were given enough education and the instructions and enough education to just generate more income for the system. Just enough, just enough to generate money for the pharmaceutical companies, not to like properly help people. They don't realize that. There are some that are waking up that realize actually that have left their jobs. Um, but yeah, these people that work for the system, they're the backbones of the system right now that have like other motives. They've been told a lie of the job that they're doing. And they genuinely believe that the job that they're doing. If you are a light worker or a spiritual person, be more kinder to them. Don't see them as the ops. Do not see them as the ops. They're simply just still asleep, still being brainwashed. Do you know what I'm being guided to remember right now? Divergent. Go watch Divergent, especially if you're someone who is not woke. Go watch Divergent. Even if you leave me a rude comment, please go leave me a rude comment and then go watch Divergent. Because what I'm saying, or you're probably gonna think, oh, that's why she's deluded because she's been watching these videos. My focus, our focus, should be on those that want to wake up and those that want to help themselves and those that resonate with the messages and not trying to convince those that don't, because there's a reason why they don't. That's their role, is to try and swerve you, I guess. So that's just going to be a back and forth thing. So I shouldn't be focused on them. I am just, there's so many messages that I got today, which is not shocking, but wow. I am feeling called to also say the things that you watch, there are messages in there for you. And you're not, if you're someone who resonates with me and what I'm saying right now, you probably don't just watch anything. You watch things that have messages in it for you, and you probably know they have messages in it for you, or you're just drawn to it, so you watch it and you realize why you was drawn to it afterwards. Go watch 8 Cents. I've been wanting to watch Eight Cents since it came on Netflix, but I haven't, and I'm sure it's a long time ago, but I haven't until this year. Now I know why. It's just the way divine timing works is so freaking beautiful. I just love the way divine timing works. Like, I'm happy if something doesn't go my way. I am so happy because I know there's a better way that divine wants for me. But if I watched it when I wanted to watch it all these other times ago, I wouldn't be feeling what I'm feeling now and knowing what I'm knowing now. By the way, these people, the higher ups that I'm talking about, they've known about me for a long time. I've had situations in the hospitals for a long time. But it's okay. I've had a head scan as well. And that's when all this drama, that's when I almost died after I had the head scan. My ears ringing. I'm going to stop it there. It's not the right time for me to talk about my experience, but I'm sure whoever's watching has had similar experiences as well. I've even had really like, yo, reptilians are something else. Imagine going to an optician, yeah. I just saw 1444. Anyways, I'll always be surprised with these synchronicities like a child, like it's my first time. I'll never get bored of it. I'll never get like complacent. Anyways, thank you. Imagine going to an optician, doing an eye test, and then them taking you to a specialist optician, and then from there telling you that you have like a certain my sister, my sister as well. She's 13 years old, and I'm a little bit worried for her. She's got an important life. She'll get there. She's a strong person. Um, yeah, so imagine them saying to you, so it wasn't for me alone, it was my sister actually, like being told that you might have a rare genetic. So she was told, or we were both told, that we have a rare genetic thing, blah, blah, blah. I'm wanting to do more tests and head scans and stuff like that, all because of an eye test. And something was telling me, like, no, the guy's smile was just making me feel uncomfortable. Um, Go watch Sense8. You'll know what I'm talking about. I hope what I'm talking about you're not going through, or you didn't go through, or you won't go through, because it's just too much. But yeah.